If you're a man over 60 and you've started waking up without the strength, energy, or morning vitality you once had, you are not alone. But what may surprise you is this: your body isn't failing you, it's simply sending a signal. A signal that your circulation, nervous system, and hormones have shifted. And here's the real shock: this change can be reversed, not with surgery, not with medication, but with 3 simple pressure points hidden in the palm of your hand. I'm Dr. James, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping older men reclaim their vitality, restore intimacy, and feel like themselves again without relying on pills or complicated routines. And what I'm about to share with you has changed the lives of hundreds of my patients who once thought their best years were behind them. Because here's the truth: while most men chase answers in bottles and procedures, very few realize the power they already hold. In their own hands, literally. Within your palm are 3 highly sensitive, medically supported pressure points that can naturally increase blood flow, lower stress, and reactivate your body's morning response system without a single pill. In just minutes a day, you can stimulate these points to bring real change to your sleep, circulation, and confidence. And by combining them with a few simple daily habits, the results can be life-changing. So stay with me, because in this video, I'll walk you step by step through each of these 3 hand points, and at the end, reveal one common mistake that silently blocks your progress and how to fix it starting tonight. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to click that button and turn on the bell, so you never miss practical doctor-backed tips to help you restore strength, circulation, and confidence after 60. And if you find this helpful, just type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create better content that truly supports you. Now that you understand the power resting in your own hands, let's begin with the first and most important pressure point, the one at the very center of your palm. This point is called Gong, and it holds the key to calming your nervous system, opening your blood vessels, and reawakening the natural flow that fuels your morning vitality. Let me show you exactly where it is, why it works, and how to activate it. 1. Gong, heart of the palm. There's a moment I'll never forget. A patient of mine, 72 years old, a former teacher, looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I miss waking up feeling like a man." It wasn't about ego, it was about something deeper. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing your body is still working, still alive, still strong. And that's when I showed him this, Gong, the very center of the palm. A pressure point that most men have never heard of, but one that has the power to restore what age and stress have quietly taken away. Gong, often called the heart of the palm, isn't just a poetic name. It's located right in the middle of your palm, just beneath the space between your index and middle fingers. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's linked to the pericardial meridian, the energetic pathway that governs heart rhythm, emotional stability, and blood vessel relaxation. But even in Western terms, this spot matters. It's directly connected to the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls your body's ability to rest, recover, and prepare for intimacy. When a man is constantly under stress, whether from work, worry, or just the silent weight of aging, his body shifts into fight or flight mode. That means constricted blood vessels, racing thoughts, poor sleep, and worst of all, reduced blood flow to the pelvic region. Gong helps reverse that. When you press it with intention, breathing deeply as you do, you send a message to your nervous system. It's safe now. You can let go. You can open up. I usually guide my patients like this. Open your hand, relax your fingers, and place the thumb of your opposite hand on the soft center of your palm. Apply gentle but firm pressure and move in small, slow clockwise circles. Breathe in slowly through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. As you do this for 1 to 2 minutes, notice what you feel. Many men report a subtle warmth radiating from the palm. Others feel a wave of calm in their chest or even a tingling in the lower abdomen. These aren't coincidences. They're signs that your body is reawakening its inner flow. Now, I'm not going to claim that pressing this one point will solve everything overnight, But when done consistently, especially before bed or first thing in the morning, this simple practice helps recalibrate your internal systems. It lowers blood pressure, calms the heart, quiets the mind, and gently encourages blood to move where it's most needed. Some men notice improved sleep within days. Others tell me they begin waking up with stronger, more natural morning erections after a week or two. And for many, this small ritual becomes something sacred, a moment of connection with the body they thought was starting to fade. The beauty of Lao Gong is not just in what it does, but in what it symbolizes. It reminds you that healing doesn't always require external fixes. Sometimes the answer lies right in the center of your own hand. You just have to press in, breathe deep, and trust the process. But here's where it gets even more interesting. While Lao Gong opens the door to relaxation and blood flow, there's another point, smaller, more hidden, that deals with something just as critical, your emotions. Because even when your body is calm, emotional tension can block your progress without you realizing it. And that's where we're going next. Let me introduce you to a point that works like a reset button for your stress. 2. Xiao, emotional reset switch. There's something most men won't admit out loud, but I hear it all the time in my office. It's not just the body that feels older after 60. It's the weight in your chest, the quiet frustration, the moments of doubt when you lie awake at night, wondering if your best days are behind you. And that emotional weight, believe it or not, is often the very thing strangling your circulation and slowly draining your vitality. That's why this second point, called Xiao, is so important. It's what I call the emotional reset switch, because when emotions tighten the body, blood flow suffers. But when we release them, something remarkable begins to happen. Xiao is tucked in a soft groove between your pinky and ring finger, right where your palm begins to rise. It doesn't look like much. Most men pass over it without a thought. But this unassuming point holds the key to resetting the part of your nervous system that's overloaded by chronic stress. You see, we often talk about blood flow like it's just about arteries and veins. But the truth is, your emotions shape your circulation. Fear, grief, frustration, they tighten your chest, shorten your breath, and close off your blood vessels. That's not metaphor, that's biology. I remember a patient named Harold. He was 68 and carried the quiet sadness of a man who'd lost his wife. He hadn't had a full night's sleep in years. His morning erections were gone. He thought he was broken. But when I guided him to Xiao and had him apply steady pressure there while breathing slowly, something changed. He teared up, not from pain, but from release. And over the next few weeks, his body started doing what it hadn't done in years. He slept deeper, woke up stronger, and began to feel his old self returning. Not because of a pill, because he finally gave his body permission to let go. To stimulate Xiao, you don't need force. What you need is presence. Sit calmly. Let your hand relax naturally. Take the thumb of your opposite hand and press gently but steadily into that fleshy area between the pinky and ring finger. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds while breathing deeply. If you feel a subtle tenderness, you found the right spot. That slight discomfort is emotional tension trapped in your hand, tension you've probably carried for years without noticing. And here's the beautiful part. When you release it, your body thanks you. Your breath deepens. Your chest loosens. Your pelvic region, often ignored but essential, begins to receive more blood. Many men tell me that after doing this nightly, they start waking up with clarity, calm, and a natural morning erection they hadn't seen in months. Because Xiao doesn't just reset your emotions, it reopens the pathways that allow your body to feel again, to connect again, and to respond the way it's meant to. It reminds your nervous system that it's safe to rest, and when the body feels safe, it heals. But even with emotional release and nervous system support, there's one more element that can make or break your results: your sleep cycle. If your nights are broken, your mornings will be weak. And there's one final point, hidden low in the palm, that can help restore your deep sleep, balance your hormones, and bring your mornings back to life. It's the point connected directly to your brain's sleep-wake control center, and it may be the most overlooked of them all. Let's go there now. 3. Pineal reflex zone, sleep switch. Sleep. It's one of the first things that slips away as we age and one of the last things most men think to fix. But here's the truth I've seen again and again in my patients. If your sleep is broken, everything else follows. Poor sleep lowers testosterone. It slows circulation. It blunts arousal. It drains your confidence before the day even begins. But it doesn't have to be that way. There's a small, almost hidden spot on your palm that connects directly to the sleep-wake center in your brain. It's called the pineal reflex zone, and it's what I call your body's sleep switch. Now, I know how skeptical this may sound. A point on your hand that helps you sleep better and restores morning erections. But once you understand the connection, it becomes clear. Deep inside your brain sits the pineal gland, a tiny structure that produces melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. And through the nervous system, this gland can be influenced by pressure signals sent from specific points on your body. The reflex zone at the base of your palm, just above the wrist, is one of the most effective and underused tools I've ever seen for resetting that system. I had a patient, William, 74 years old. He hadn't slept through the night in over a decade. He'd wake up 2, 3, sometimes 5 times a night. No energy, no drive, no morning response. His body was trying to rest, but never quite getting there. I showed him this technique, had him tap gently on the pineal reflex zone each night for a few minutes. At first, he felt silly. He even told me it felt too simple to matter. But within a week, he was sleeping longer. By the second week, he stayed asleep. By week 3, he told me he felt like a new man. Morning energy, stronger erections, and a mental clarity he hadn't had since his 50s. So how do you do it? Just take your index or middle finger and gently tap the base of your palm right at the center, just above where your wrist begins. Do about 60 light taps in a row, then pause and breathe. Repeat the sequence one more time. It's not about pressure, it's about rhythm. This stimulation sends signals through your nervous system to the pineal gland, encouraging melatonin production and calming the entire body. This one step helps rebalance the natural hormonal rhythm that governs your energy, your mood, and yes, your ability to wake up feeling strong again. What makes this point especially powerful is how directly it supports the hormonal chain reaction you need for performance. When melatonin rises at night, testosterone is produced more efficiently. When testosterone rises, so does the quality of your circulation and the strength of your morning response. It's all connected: your sleep, your hormones, your energy, and the pineal reflex zone is like a reset button you can press each night without medication, without side effects. For many men, this step alone brings back the kind of restful sleep they'd nearly given up on. But here's the thing I always tell my patients. Activating these pressure points is just the beginning. If you want the results to last and even multiply, there are a few simple daily habits you can add to boost the effectiveness of everything we've covered so far. These habits are easy, natural, and take just minutes. Yet when combined with these hand techniques, they create a powerful shift in your body's ability to restore itself. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. 4. Booster habits to supercharge results. I've always believed healing is about rhythm, not perfection. And after decades of working with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I've noticed something important. The ones who saw the biggest improvements weren't always the ones who tried the hardest, but the ones who created small, meaningful habits around what actually works. That's what this final piece is about. These booster habits may seem simple, but when paired with the 3-hand pressure points you've already learned, they become the secret weapon that accelerates recovery and brings results faster, deeper, and more consistently. Let me take you back to one of my longtime patients, Alan. He was 69, retired, and had been doing the pressure point routine daily. After 2 weeks, he noticed small improvements, better sleep, a little more energy, but he felt like something was still missing. I asked him one question: "What do you do before and after your routine?" He paused. "Nothing," he said, and that's when I introduced these small yet powerful additions. First, I had him soak his hands in warm water each evening before the routine, just 3 to 5 minutes. No special equipment, Just a bowl and warm tap water. This small step relaxes the muscles, opens up the capillaries, and makes the pressure points more responsive. Alan told me it felt like a signal to his body. It's time to shift gears. And sure enough, after adding this step, his sleep deepened and his morning strength became more noticeable. Next, I suggested he apply a small amount of citrus-scented lotion, orange or lemon, right after drying his hands. Why citrus? Because these scents are naturally calming to the brain and help activate the parasympathetic nervous system, making each acupressure point even more effective. He didn't think it would matter, but a few days in, he told me something unexpected. My whole body feels calmer the moment I smell that lotion. Then there's the internal side of things, what you give your body to work with. About 30 minutes before bed, I had Alan eat one small banana and a handful of walnuts. It's not just a snack, it's a targeted combination of nutrients. Bananas deliver magnesium and potassium, both essential for muscle relaxation and blood vessel flexibility. Walnuts contain natural melatonin and healthy fats that support hormone production and deep sleep. Together, they set the stage for real recovery while you rest. I also encouraged him to try fingertip tapping, just a light 30-second rhythm of tapping each fingertip on a wooden surface before the pressure point work. It sounds almost silly, but what it does is awaken the nerves in the hand, gently stimulate circulation, and prepare the brain for sensory input. Alan told me it felt like warming up before a workout. His hands felt alive and ready. Finally, I suggested wearing thin cotton gloves to bed. Not for fashion, but to help retain the warmth from the pressure point work and allow the effects to linger deeper into the night. It keeps the nervous system engaged in recovery mode even while you sleep. These steps don't require money, supplements, or devices, just presence, just intention. And when added to your nightly or morning routine, they become the difference between small improvements and a full return of vitality. Over time, they create a rhythm your body begins to trust, a steady signal that healing is not only possible, it's happening. But before you begin your journey with these tools in hand, there's one final message I want to leave you with. Because even after all the techniques and tips, there's something deeper, something no one talks about, something that could change the way you see aging, healing, and your own potential from this day forward. And that's what I want to share with you next. Conclusion. Hope is in your hands. After everything we've covered, Gong, Xiao, the Pineal Reflex Zone, and the simple daily habits to support them, I want you to remember something deeply personal. You're not broken, you're not too late, and you are certainly not alone. I've sat across from countless men just like you, men who thought decline was inevitable, that morning vitality was a thing of the past. But the truth is, your body has simply been waiting for a signal, for attention, for the right kind of care. With just your hands and a few intentional minutes a day, you've learned how to activate powerful systems within your own body, your circulation, your hormones, your sleep, your strength. That's not magic, that's you. Your body still remembers how to be strong, how to be responsive, how to come alive in the morning. You've just given it permission to begin again. So keep going, build the rhythm, trust the process. Because healing isn't about going back in time, it's about stepping into your power now, with wisdom, with patience, and with hope. And that hope, it's not out there. It's right here. It's in your hands.